Here, Lake Travis in the state championship round in 6A for the first time ever. Cavaliers and Tigers get ready to take the field. We have the kickoff of the 6A Division II championship up next. Okay, cool deal.
The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Southwest.
The Lake Travis Cavaliers and the Katy Tigers have combined to win 12 state high school football championships. Lake Travis holds a record with 5 in a row, but the last time the state title was played for 6A Division II in this building, Katy was playing, and a quarterback who's known very well was the quarterback for the Tigers.
High school football in Texas is more than just a sport. It's something that unites schools and communities. From small towns to big cities, football in Texas is more than just a sport. Winning a high school state championship is an honor that these players strive for, beginning with workouts. Each player is a son, classmate, and a friend. They go through everything together to reach this step and achieve memories that will last a lifetime. I'm Andy Dalton, quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals and Katy High School class of 2006. The Texas High School State Football Championships are coming up next.
Nine of the 10 state champions in 11-man football have been crowned in the Lone Star State. That leaves one game. It's the 6A Division II State Football Championship, live from NRG Stadium in Houston. It's the Lake Travis Cavaliers from the greater Austin area taking on the Katy Tigers from the greater Houston area. Hi again, everybody. I'm Craig Way alongside Shay Walker. Boy, you talk about these two teams, pedigree comes to mind.
Boy, it really does, Craig. You talk about those state championships and the drive for 5 by Lake Travis, 5 consecutive. Even though it's Class 4A, they've played up, they're playing well, and the Katy Tigers, you can't say enough about them and Gary Joseph.
7 state titles for Katy, trying to join the top of the list for 8 overall state championships. But these two head coaches, Hank Carter for Lake Travis, Gary Joseph of Katy, have had to be versatile when some of their key guys got injured, namely the running backs. And for Lake Travis, the loss of Abe Willows meant who was going to pick up the slack. One of those guys has been Malik Barkley.
Well, Malik Barkley has done a fantastic job. Willows injured in midseason against Austin Westlake, and Barkley just steps into that role. He's got 20 touchdowns through the air. 10 of them on the ground, 10 of them through the air, but he's just one of those dominant players, and you have to account for him every time on offense.
Well, it would be easy to look at this and say this has got to be primarily a battle of the Lake Travis offense against the Katy defense. After all, the Tigers have pitched 10 shutouts this season. One of the key members of that Tiger defense is Giovanni Stewart.
Well, Giovanni Stewart, and a remarkable defense by Katy, no doubt. And Giovanni Stewart, a leader. He's been playing since a sophomore year. He plays in the up front linebacker spot. He has moved down closer to the ball each year. Started out as a safety as a sophomore, but now he's playing closer to the line of scrimmage and making big plays for the Tigers.
So it is Lake Travis against Katy, the 6A Division II State Football Championship. The teams taking the field, the Tigers and the Cavaliers, and the kickoff is coming up next.
Craig, thank you. Coach, first time back since 2012. How are we feeling heading?
Down here with Coach Joseph. You guys are very familiar with championship games. This is your
The 2015 UIL State High School Football Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by Ford. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. By DQ, the stop sign for Texas. For the best treats, eats, and drinks in Texas, stop at DQ. And by EnergizeHouston.org. 2-year degree, 6-figure salary, one incredible career. The Katy Tigers and the Lake Travis Cavaliers going to come out for the toss. Cletus even joining the party there for the toss of the coin. But first, let's hear from the head coaches. We'll start on the Lake Travis sideline with our Aaron Hardigan.
Craig, thank you. Coach, first time back since 2012. How are we feeling heading into this one?
It's the best feeling in the world. I'm so proud for our kids and our schools. It's an awesome crowd tonight. It's why you coach football. It's why you play football.
How do you make this outcome different than that?
Well, you know what? We've had a pretty good luck at state championship games so far. Hopefully we can keep that going. Obviously, we have a ton of respect for Katy, and they've been here too. I think it's a great matchup. It's the way it ought to end the state championship weekend.
You saw Michael win a title. How about Charlie?
It's Charlie's turn, right? And he's done such an awesome job for us all year long, and I'm looking forward to watching him play tonight.
What'd you tell him and the team before coming out here tonight?
I told him I love them. I was proud of them. I've never been more proud of a team than I am this group, the stuff that they've overcome, especially losing 2 of our leaders and best players the way that we did. And I told him, come out here tonight and have fun. You know what? We've worked our tails off for a long time. Let's come out and have fun and play loose.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's get it over to Emily with Gary Joseph.
Down here with Coach Joseph. You guys are very familiar with championship games. This is your 4th consecutive. You're playing in your own backyard. A lot of advantages. What challenges do you see tonight?
Lake Travis, that's the biggest challenge we have right now. They're a good football team, well-coached football team, very disciplined. We're going to have to sit there and match their intensity and play our best ball game, but our kids are very capable of doing it.
10 shutouts so far this season. What does your defense have to do tonight to keep that up?
Like I said, we've got to play mistake-free football tonight. We can't give them anything cheap, and we've got to tackle extremely well.
All right, well, we're going to send it over to Aaron.
All right, thank you very much. There's the toss of the coin. Cletus in on that coin toss, and it was won by Katy, and they will defer as you see it right there moments ago. And the Tigers winning the toss. Kyle Rutherford, who's already worked a state championship game this weekend, he along with his Tyler chapter of officials, outstanding crew, they worked the 3A Division II state title matchup, the one that went into the wee hours of Friday morning. It started late Thursday night when the Wascom Wildcats made it back-to-back state titles, winning the crown by beating the Franklin Lions. So Katy has deferred the option. The Tigers will kick off, and Alec DePra will kick off for Katy, and for Lake Travis, 3 men back deep. Hudson Fife back there. And this will be fielded at the 15-yard line by Malik Barkley. There goes Barkley. Down the corner, and we told you right at the top about how explosive he is, and he gives Lake Travis good field position on the opening kick, a 21-yard return.
Craig, as he received the ball, he was on the far left side of the field, and he runs all the way to the other sideline before he has an opportunity to turn it up, but he outruns the coverage. Great top end speed, and that 21-yard return is impressive. Good starting field position. Charlie
Brewer has been most impressive through the air. 69% of his passes completed, 41 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. So the Cavs go to work offensively, and it's right to Barkley. But this time that Tiger defense ready for him as they greet him perhaps for a yard loss. The Ford starting lineup: Brendan James, Bremen Levely, Matthew Armendariz, Jeffrey Gibbs, and Tyler Barrett up front. Santiago Villegas, one of those backs, along with Barkley, who's picked up the slack. Mac Humble, Cade Green, Cade Brewer, who's not related to Charlie Brewer. It is 2nd down and 10. No gain on the play. Brewer's first pass caught across the 40-yard line by Cade Green and brought down by Travis Willock. We look at the Ford starting lineup on defense for Katy, the down lineman. Joey Woodring anchoring the defensive front. Giovanni Stewart, the anchor of the linebacking core for Katy. In the secondary, Travis Willock, Colin Wilder, both long in the tooth veterans. It is 3rd down and 5 for the Cavaliers. Brewer The catch, and Kate Green has a first down and more. There goes Green down the sidelines, and finally wrapped up by Colin Wilder. 41 yards on the catch and run down the sidelines to Kate Green.
Well, Kate Green does a nice job of not only catching the ball with his hands away from the defender, but then he spins out the quick pirouette as he navigates his way down the sideline. Outstanding pickup. He's got 65 catches, over 1,000 yards on the season. Shows you why right there.
First and 10 for the Cavaliers. A handoff to Barkley, trying the outside and forced out of bounds. Katy is so quick to defend the run laterally. Travis Willock, senior, along with Keegan Oddie, forcing him out of bounds.
Well, this is obviously going to be the story of the game, as you said in the open. The Lake Travis offense against the Katy defense. Matt McDaniel, defensive coordinator, has done an amazing job, and a number of shutouts, 10 shutouts on the season. But this Lake Travis team right now has settled in down in scoring position.
Second down 11, quick pass in the middle, going across the middle to Mac Humble, who was wrapped up by Willock. It'll bring up third down, a gain of 6, so it's 3rd and 5 coming up.
Craig, and those are the kind of plays, the kind of the jabs or the punches that you throw at a good defense. You know you're going to get rocked as a wide receiver when you're standing there with that Willock barreling down on you, but you come up with the catch.
Now Brewer on third down with some time, but now pressure coming. Charlie Brewer still looking, and had it tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 15-yard line by J.R. Blades. Charlie Brewer, I think, was trying to decide whether to just get rid of the football or could he find the target. Kind of forced that one, and Blades with a pick.
Well, and it looked like kind of bounced off here. See Malik Barkley there trying to make something happen. Still good coverage down, and the throw behind Barkley. He flicks it with his left hand, and Blades right there for the interception.
So the Tigers go to work, and that means Garrett Doron at quarterback. The 3-year senior. Over 2,400 yards, nearly 70% through the air. And he's done a heck of a job with 26 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Kyle Porter is a very talented tailback. Lines up behind him in the eye, and it is Porter. And immediately Lake Travis defense ready to drag down Kyle Porter. As we take a look at the Ford starting lineup, Aiden Howerton, Braden Strack, Cole Shannon, Noah Lopez, Connor Galvin. The up front lineman, Porter in the backfield along with Kyle Williams, Tony Mullins, J.C. Angulo, and Parker Eichenberger, the tight end for Katy. No gain on the play at second down, and 10 for the Tigers after the Lake Travis turnover. Doron with the toss to Porter again. And Porter's able to break free, and he's got a first down. 11 yards out to the 26-yard line for the senior, Kyle Porter.
Yeah, Greg, we used to have a play like that. It's just called power. You know, it's smash mouth football. You see your quarterback leading on and trying to get a block as he does. You know it's just one of those plays to get all the nervousness out of the game. You know it's a state championship. You've got the pedigree, as we've been talking about already, but just get it down and dirty play, and Porter picks up a first down.
You see the 1,700 yards. That's Kyle Porter's total, missing 5 games. He's only played in the total 10 due to an ankle sprain, and Gary Joseph says he's not 100%, but he's feeling okay, and he's popped hard on first down. Just a 1-yard carry. Michael Mast brought him down along with Garrett Womack. Womack, Tevin Paul, Corbin Pierce, and Jaden Hutchings, the down lineman for the Cavs. Aiden Estrada, Teo Lopez. Also, we may see Patrick Medina out there, and you see the rover Michael Mast, who made the stop there. It is second down and 9 from the 26 for Katy. Porter remains the deep back. Kyle Williams, the fullback. And Doron looking to throw and connecting out of the backfield to the tight end Kyle Williams. Right at the mark, and it would appear to be enough for the first down at the 36-yard line.
Well, big number 65, Peyton Schrack. The left guard pulls out in front to make sure that Doron has the protection that he needs. Dumps it off to Williams. Nice hands right there by Williams, picking up the first down.
at the Katy 36-yard line. First possession for the Tigers after Lake Travis driving the ball deep into Tiger territory, turned it over on an interception. And now Katy on the move. Doran to the air again. Locating his target across the middle of the 46 is Jackson Borowski, Jr. right at and has enough for the first down at the 46-yard line before Tanner Bush can make the stop.
Well, and you see the receivers out there at the top, and generally they're going to get man-to-man coverage because of the run game. Kyle Porter, Garrett Doran executing the offense very well and just kind of finding a little bit of a rhythm right now, looking very comfortable back there.
Another first down for Katy. Porter, the only man in the backfield now as the Tigers add an extra tight end to the formation and 2 wide receivers. Doran from under center. And trouble there, perhaps a busted play, and Doran's going to make it into something big. Doran, a first down on what looked to be an accidental sprint out to the 35-yard line of Lake Travis. Austin Hiller finally brought him down, but it's a 19-yard carry for the first.
Well, Doran, we have seen him, Craig, in this offense now for 3 years, and certainly he has grown into the role of the leader quarterback here. He changes the play call. Let's take a look as he gets the snap. Goes back, oh, not really sure about it, but then uses his athleticism and breaks containment.
Katy, first down at Lake Travis 35. Back to Porter on the ground. Gain of a couple to the 33-yard line, and Jaden Hutchings the stop for Lake Travis. It's been impressive to see Katy mix the run and the pass along the way. They're coming up on their 8th play of their opening drive after the Lake Travis turnover. We're already at that midway mark of the first quarter. Off play action. Doran to the air looking for Angulo, and he cannot connect with him out of bounds, and it is third down. Good coverage.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're right about the coverage. Tanner Bush, nice job of kind of also using the sideline just a little bit to kind of help him push Angulo. Cornerbacks have got to stay on an island for both of these teams.
3rd and 8 for the Tigers. Back in the eye with the fullback Williams, the tailback Porter. And it is the carry to Kyle Porter, but a good open field tackle to bring him down as Aaron Brown-Nixon and Austin Hiller team up on the tackle, but Brown-Nixon was the first to hit him, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, he's got a blocker on him, and Aaron Brown-Nixon just fights that off. That's a great cut back there by Porter. You see, he just sells out and brings him down. That was a great play. Open field tackle.
Aaron Brown-Nixon, the younger brother of Sean Nixon, who plays at TCU. And Katy, meanwhile, is going to go for a long-range field goal. 48 yards for Chris Perez, whose longest kick this year is 29 yards. But he's 9 out of 13 with field goals this year. This one with a chance, and it's good. 48 yards for Chris Perez, and Katy strikes first. Harry Joseph trusting his kicker. He puts it through, and it's the Tigers who lead it 3-0 in the 6A Division II State Football Championship of Texas. The long-range field goal for Chris Perez, putting the Tigers on the board first. longest field goal of the season for Chris Perez. And as he knocks it through, it was a year ago in Arlington as Katy and Cedar Hill were meeting for the 3rd consecutive year. And Rodney Anderson, the outstanding running back for the Tigers, went 53 yards to put Katy up 7-2. But the Horns of Cedar Hill went toe-to-toe with the Tigers. DeMarcus Lodge, one of the great plays in title game history, that catch and tight rope run down the sidelines. The Longhorns go on. They went up 17-13 then, but it took the Brooks Ralph game-winning field goal for Cedar Hill to beat Katy 23-20. And you see Katy still denied tying Salina and South Lake Carroll for the most state championships. They won in 2012, did the Tigers, beating Cedar Hill, but lost to the Longhorns in 2013 and, as you just saw last year, 2014. But Katy just one shy of joining Salina and South Lake Carroll atop the state championship tote board. Field goal drive of 54 yards and 10 plays. Took over 5 minutes off the clock. Fair catch called for on the pop-up kick. And Lake Travis, after Kate Brewer signals for the fair catch, will start from its own 23. And Lake Travis, I'm sure, must feel good that they moved the ball well on the first drive, just had it in the turnover.
Well, and it was one of those plays too, Craig, where Charlie Brewer was rolling out, trying to find Malik Barkley, and probably an ill-advised throw, but just trying to make a play. And the ball got tipped up and bounced in the air, and this ball-hawking defense of the Katy Tigers were to come up with the interception and in the subsequent drive put points on the board.
So on 1st and 10 for Lake Travis. They swung out to Barkley. He's popped immediately. In fact, for a loss of yardage, Travis Willock, senior safety, wraps him up a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12 coming up. And you see what Willock has done this season. Tremendous campaign for him. Empty set. Brewer across the middle. Quick one to Carson Pepe, who was hit at the 28-yard line. It'll go for 7 yards, and it'll leave Lake Travis with a 3rd down and 5.
And again, these are the kind of plays that the wide receivers for Lake Travis are going to have to make, because the defense, it's going to be a very rare exception that you're going to be able to get behind the safety. So you know you're going to take a shot every time you catch the ball, but you got to come up with the grab if you want to keep moving the ball and hanging on to it and establishing your offensive drives.
On 3rd down, Brewer over the middle. What a reach back catch made by Mac Humble. Just reaching back for the football and make an old wide receiver like you quite proud.
I'm very proud of that catch. Hopefully we'll get a chance to take another look at it, because that was a rifle throw from Charlie Brewer. Humble reaches back, grabs it for the 1st down.
Now they'll go right back to work to the Cavaliers. Here's Charlie Brewer, roll out. The throw, threading the needle on that pass to Cade Green for the catch to the 46-yard line. J.R. Blades, who had the interception on the tip drill on that first Lake Travis drive with the tackle.
Well, Cade Green doing a nice job running out, just settling down inside of the zone. Colin Wilder, the safety, comes up with the hit. Giovanni Stewart there on the play, but he catches the ball. You hang on to it. Now you've got 2nd and 1.
On 2nd down from the 46. Barkley in the backfield, but Brewer to the air, over the middle, and a catch to the midfield stripe. Pepe the catch, a move to the chains, and a 1st down at the 50. Colin Wilder the tackle for Katy. So Lake Travis methodically moving it again as they did on their first drive before the turnover. Barkley again in the backfield, now lines up directly behind Charlie Brewer, and on an option, keeper Brewer has to elevate. Boy, hurtling in the air. Usually when you hurdle in the air for 1 yard, it's at the goal line, well, not the midfield stripe.
Hunter Stinson comes in, and he's going to go low. You're going to see number 6 forcing his way right there, and you see Brewer dives over the top of him to avoid the hit, but he's avoiding that tackle, and then again gets driven to the ground there by Braden Boyd.
2nd down. Santiago Villegas in the backfield, but now movement in the line.
Number 56, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
So the 5-yard walk off. We'll move it back to the 46-yard line, and it is 2nd down and 14 now for Lake Travis. Hank Carter coached the last 2 of those state champions of the drive for 5. Started with Jeff Dykus and then transferred through. Here's Brewer on the run. Take it to midfield and to the 48-yard line, Starcey. And of course, Chad Morris, who's now the head coach at SMU, was the coach for 2 of those state titles.
You talk about G.A. Moore and Salina, right? The stalwart being there. You think of how difficult it is to win 5 straight championship games with 3 different coaches.
No question about it. Very impressive. Now 3rd down and 8 for Lake Travis. And Brewer under a lot of pressure and can only get rid of the football because Michael Mattis, the sophomore, was really bearing down on him.
Oh, he really was doing a great job from out just breaking through, and Brewer really, with no time to even look down the field, take another look. You can see big number 91 right through the offensive line, and Brewer alertly getting rid of the ball.
To punt it will be Hudson Fife. And back deep to receive it, Tony Mullins and Colin Wilder. High kick, fair catch, and it'll bounce out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 1:28 to go in the 1st quarter, and it'll be Katy with the football, leading 3-0. Okay. It's
a 128.
It's a 3-0 lead for Katy here. And of course, Lake Travis, we told you about the drive for 5. The 5th title was a tough one to come by for a while. Baker Mayfield with a touchdown pass to Griffin Gilbert. Colin Gas charging into the end zone for the score, holding up all 5 fingers when he got there. And Lake Travis became the first team, and to this point, the only school in the history of Texas high school football to win 5 consecutive state championships. They beat Midway High of Hewitt just south of Waco to win that one. Started it off under Jeff Dykus with a hard-fought win over Highland Park in Waco. Beat Longview in back-to-back years in Waco, then knocked off Denton Geyer at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, and then Midway High of Hewitt. So 5 in a row, and those were all at Class 4A, which is now 5A. So it was in the state's 2nd largest classification and playing in the championship round at the state's highest classification for the first time. The toss to Porter. And Porter with a break and down the sidelines. He'll be forced out of bounds, but Kyle Porter churning upfield before Austin Hiller can run him out of bounds, as he'll take it all the way to 42-yard line, a 43-yard run.
Running into the boundary on the short side of the field. He's going to get some great blocking up front. See Kyle Williams there to help spring, walling off the linebackers. Kyle Porter, great top end speed, good balance. Now, Craig, both drives for Katy have started on their own 15-yard line. This one going, obviously, after that first play, much better than the last one, but the last one did
deliver a field goal, got them up 3-0 in this game.
Now with the Lake Travis 42. Doron throws, tipped it incomplete, but a flag's coming down. Tanner Bush had the coverage on Tony Mullins, and the officials are going to say too much coverage, and the Cavaliers will be penalized. Now Rutherford, the referee of this Tyler-based chapter.
Pass interference on the defense, number 8. Spot foul, automatic, first down.
Here's another look.
Tanner Bush saying, hey, I'm not sure I did a whole lot wrong there.
So the spot foul has it at the 37, a reset of the chains, and a first down for Katy. Back in the eye. And Doron to the air. Down the sidelines. Off the hands of Mullins. Aaron Brown-Nixon with the coverage for Lake Travis.
And you think about this Katy team, Craig, and what they do. They love to run the football. Always have. But they do have outstanding skill position receivers who generally get man-to-man coverage. You said there, Aaron Brown-Nixon doing a great job of staying with Mullins. Mullins 69 catches and 10 touchdowns on the season.
So it's at the 37-yard line, and it's second down and 10 for Katy. And Doron will hand to Porter. Bouncing it outside and down to the 33. Kyle Porter still with that burst of speed despite the injury this year. Jaden Hutchings tackle for Lake Travis. But, you know, the one thing that we heard Gary Joseph say is he's not completely healthy, and he won't be till he's not practicing and running on it for a little while. He said, but he's done all right. I'd say he's done all right.
Yeah, you think 1,700 yards, missing about 5 games, you said?
Yeah,
it's doing all right. 8.5 yard average. I think you can put up with that for a little while.
Third down and 6.
Big third down here.
Tony Mullins at the bottom of your screen. Angulo in the slot. Looking that way. Pass, but Angulo wasn't looking back for the ball, and it's incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And after watching Chris Perez's last kick,
makes you wonder, might they try a 50-yarder here? Well, Michael Mattis is the punter. And it looks like they're going to eschew anything on the way of special teams and just go for it on 4th down and 6.
And Coach Joseph made the call early. Pretty comfortable in what he wants to do here.
4th and 6. Play clock under 5. And Doron to throw downfield, has a man and a first down. Catch made by the tight end, Parker Eichenberger. The junior, his 6th catch of the season.
Well, does a good job of slipping out. The play action pass is a staple for this Katy Tigers team. Eichenberger working the sideline, got just beyond the sticks, exactly where he needed to be for the conversion.
Yeah, Eichenberger looks, you know, he's got good size at 6'3" and 215. So Eichenberger with a catch, a first down, a toss to Porter again. And down he goes. Lake Travis pursuing it well. Aaron Brown-Nixon on what will be the final play of the first quarter. Well, Lake Travis drove on its initial march, got it deep into Katy territory. A tip drill interception by J.R. Blades turned the tide around. Katy drove, kicked a 48-yard field goal from Chris Perez, and the Tigers are on the move again. Into the first quarter of the 6A Division II State Football Championship here in Houston. It's Katy leading 3-0. Second quarter here at NRG Stadium in Houston, the final game of state championship weekend. It's the Lake Travis Cavaliers, the Katy Tigers. Katy with a 3-0 lead and getting its ground game going, Shea Walker, with Kyle Porter.
And the biggest play offensively you see right there so far in this ball game, and that just the push out block which created that lane for Porter, and he doesn't need much of a seam. Good job of getting downfield, and now the Tigers, as they move into the second quarter of this ball game, down near, in, or around striking distance for them.
So Katy going to work on second down and 11. Back to the ground to Porter, bouncing off a couple of would-be tacklers. Porter winds up gaining about 4 yards. Matt Lopez, the tackle, ultimately for the Cavaliers, but Porter looked to be stopped right around the line of scrimmage and still bounced it forward to pick up 4.
Well, at 5'11", 200 pounds, and great speed, Kyle Porter he's a formidable force, not easy to tackle. You see right there as he broke through those arm tackles.
Third down and 6 needed for the first. Doran looking to throw, and the sliding catch made, but it's short of the first down. The fullback Williams out of the backfield caught up to it, fell down. It's only a gain of 2, and now it's 4th down and 4 for Katy, and this time Chris Perez will come out to try the field goal. And we know he's got the leg. He just hit a 48-yarder earlier. This one will be a 36-yard try. Out of the hold of Hayden Baker. And the snap to come from Jonathan Letter. Blocked. Ball loose on the turf. Katy covers it, but Lake Travis blocks the field goal, and the Cavaliers will take over at their own 37. Austin Hiller blocking the field goal try.
Great hustle here by Hiller, coming off the left edge. See him right up here. Love the angle that he took, Craig. Nothing wrong with the snap, nothing wrong with the hold, just great effort there by Hiller, and he took the absolute perfect angle. Wasn't going at the kicker, he was going for the spot.
So the Cavaliers go to work from their 36, and Charlie Brewer, the defense pressuring him, and he'll go all the way over to the opposite side of the field. Travis Willock forcing him out of bounds. It's a gain of a yard. You know, talking to Hank Carter, he said, we played some good teams. We played some good defense this year. We are not going to play a defense any better than what we're going to see on Saturday. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The whole world would nod in agreement.
Absolutely. I mean, this Tiger defense, Matt McDaniel, been with Gary Joseph for many years. Great job of coaching defense.
Now Barkley in trouble, and he's going to lose yardage.
And Craig, really on that first play, on the first down play where Charlie Brewer was rolling out to his right, Patty Fisher, the linebacker, is the guy who came screaming downhill at him, forced him way back around to the right side where he maybe picked up a yard, and now Barkley loses about 5 or 6 yards on that carry.
Now it's 3rd down and 14.
Very, very difficult to run wide on teams and defenses as good as this Katy defense.
Movement's going to cost Lake Travis 5 more.
False start. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And you just saw that from Hank Carter telling his team, just settle down.
Well, and that's what he was telling Erin when he was talking to her, is that at the outset of the game is, hey, take it easy, be cool, have fun, play loose. We've been in this environment before. We know what we're doing.
So now it's 3rd down and 19. Now it's going to be 3rd and 24.
All right, I'm starting to think possibly quick kick if you're Lake Travis.
False start on the offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, in this case, Carson Pepe is kind of doing the CFL thing with the turn upfield, because that's what happens there on the.
Yeah, he was well past the ball, but now, again, I'm thinking if you're Hank Carter, possibly it enters the mind, because 3rd and 24 is a very tall order.
And the center snap is dropped. And loose and picked up by Katy. It's Patty Fisher. A 12-yard return. It's 1st and goal for the Tigers.
Craig, if more could go wrong before one play happens, I'm not sure what it would be. I mean, Brewer not able to handle the snap cleanly. Not sure he was looking at it, barking it out, and it just stays on the ground loose. Patty Fisher, senior linebacker, comes up, makes a huge play.
Katy with it, 1st and goal at the Lake Travis 5-yard line. And a chance to expand the lead here early 2nd quarter. Porter. He'll take it in. Kyle Porter across. For Porter, a touchdown to extend the lead to double digits if the conversion from Perez is good.
Just the power run game. Kyle Waves, number 43. Outstanding block from your fullback, and Porter powers in. Gets hit by Lopez at the goal line, but not enough to keep him out of the end zone. And in that partial season that he's had, Craig, 35th touchdown.
Well, Kyle Porter already 71 yards on 10 carries here in the 1st half. This touchdown helps Katy extend its lead to 10-0 here in the 6A Division II State Championship.
TV coming.
It's a 10-0 lead for Katy here at NRG Stadium in Houston. Early 2nd quarter. Greg Way, Shea Walker, Emily Reppert, Aaron Hardigan, and our Fox Sports Southwest crew. And Katy, opportunistic, making things happen on defense.
Well, you would think if there was anything that was going to spark this team, it would be their defense. Patty Fisher recovers the fumble, and Kyle Porter does the rest. Gets it in the end zone, 1-play touchdown drive.
So it's a 10-0 lead for Katy. Lake Travis had moved the ball pretty well, especially on the first possession before the turnover, and even on the second possession, they were moving the ball and ended up having a punt, and then of course the turnover here, and that was after it back-to-back false start call penalties. The Cavaliers have to try to get it figured out. Here's Hudson Fife. So now it's to the 27. Now it's time for Charlie Brewer to try to get the Cavalier offense in gear. Charlie, of course, from a football playing family. His grandfather, Charles, played quarterback at the University of Texas in the 50s. Older brother, Michael, the class of 2010. And Lake Travis, of course, finished up his collegiate career at Virginia Tech this year. And his dad, Michael Brewer, won a Cotton Bowl at Texas. Rob Morshell, his uncle, played quarterback at UT as well. So he's from a quarterbacking family. See the difference between last year and this year. And Brewer to the air on first down. Connecting with Malik Barkley, and a late flag comes in. This might have been for something a little extra out of bounds. Now Rutherford will get the call from the official on the opposite side of the field.
And that's effectively a running play for the Cavaliers against this defense. Picking up 5 yards, just running the out route, knowing you're going to be working the boundary as soon as you catch the ball.
Personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Number 42 of the defense. 15 yards. Automatic first down.
That's Patty Fisher. Just had the fumble return down to the 5-yard line. So it's up to the 47. Gary Joseph wanting his guys to clamp down defensively as they have on those prior 3 drives. Lake Travis with the aid of the penalty as well as the first down play. Now out to the Cavalier 47. Setting it up and intercepted. Here goes Michael Mattis. 43 yards for the touchdown.
Craig, this defense, the pressure that they put on you is Michael Brewer trying to set something up from a little bit of a misdirection, so trying to go out wide, looking to his right, and then wheeling back to his left, but the pressure coming from the defense, he throws the ball errantly right in the arms of Michael Mattis.
Well, the sophomore taking it back the distance, and all of a sudden, Lake Travis in a hole. 3 turnovers, costly for the Cavaliers.
Well, it's the pressure in the face of Brewer. Take another, he looks out to his right, turns left, trying to make a play. Didn't happen.
And as a result, it's Katy up 17-0. Well, the sophomore Mattis with the interception return for the touchdown. It's more than just the interception, Shea Walker. What we've seen in the first half, pressure.
Well, the pressure right in the face of Brewer. You see he tries to set up a screen going here to the left. Here's his wide receiver that he wants to hit running right behind the lineman. But Mattis steps right in front of it. Kind of bats it around, bobbles it a little bit, makes sure that he secures the ball. Katy just relentless. Hunter Stinson coming in out of that linebacker spot, forcing the early throw.
And the Tigers on a roll now, up 17. Certainly uncharted territory for this Lake Travis team this year. A perfect 15-0 and wins by large margins in virtually every game. kickoff. Another fair catch called for by Cade Green, and the Cavaliers will go back to work.
Charlie Brewer and the Cavaliers, Craig, they need to get back into the rhythm. First drive, they move the ball down the field, spreading the defense out a little bit, knowing that your wide receivers are going to take hits, but they can stop down and sit down in front of the zone defenders. That drive actually started out pretty well. Had a first down play of 5 or 6 yards, and then the penalty, and then all of a sudden, disaster. This Katy defense is so incredibly opportunistic. It's not just the 10 shutouts. It's just the way that they play the game and how active they are.
Teams that you can get away with mistakes against, you cannot do that against Katy. They don't allow you to get away with those kinds of mistakes, unfortunately, if you're Lake Travis. And now the Cavaliers go to the air, and that one with an opportunity at a pick. Travis Willock was closing on the ball. It was a little too high for everybody, and it's incomplete. But the point being is that there are a lot of teams that a specific high school team can play, make some mistakes, and have it not hurt them.
Yes. That is not the Katy Tigers.
If you make those kinds of mistakes against Katy, they will make you pay, and we've already seen that 3 times here in the first half. 3 turnovers leading to all 17 Tiger points, and now Brewer sacked. There's Giovanni Stewart. His speed and the
incredibly quick off the edge. Get him right here. We're talking about him moving down closer to the ball. Again, started out as a safety in this defense. So incredibly athletic and fast off the edge.
3rd down and 23, and here it comes again. Now the screen is set up, and it's still only going to go a short distance to Santiago Villegas. Colin Wilder with the tackle. It's at the 16-yard line, and it is 4th down and 20, and Lake Travis forced to punt it away again. And Carter knows his team is going to need a huge turnaround in this game to change the fortunes of the way it's going. Fair catch. High kick there from Hudson Fife. The 2015 UIL State High School Football Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by Ford. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. By DQ, the stop sign for Texas. For the best treats, eats, and drinks in Texas, stop at DQ. And by EnergizeHouston.org. 2-year degree, 6-figure salary, one incredible career. From the 44-yard line of Lake Travis, Katy with excellent field position, and Garrett Doron looking to throw and has to get rid of it. There's nobody out there. There's going to be a flag. Well, he was out of the pocket and did get it beyond the line of scrimmage. So it is 2nd down and 10 as Doron got rid of the football. Garrett Doron, a guy who's been starting since his sophomore year, played very, very well. He, along with these other seniors who played significant snaps as sophomores, had disappointing ends to their seasons each of the last 2 years in 13 and 14, but trying to make amends for it now here in 2015. And play is stopped here by the officials. The play clock was not reset. Now it has been. The ground, this time Porter, and the Cavaliers ready for him. Jaden Hutchings, excellent play to bring him down for a loss.
Nice job defensively by the Cavaliers. Hutchings coming up from that defensive end spot. Porter nowhere to go, negative play. A lot of weapons on this Tigers team that can get down deep, and Gulo, wide receiver, averages 22 yards a catch.
So 3rd down and 14, and Doron to the air deep over the middle, intercepted. This one is picked off by Robert Lee Reyes. Reyes into Katy territory, takes a hard shot, but has the pick, and it was Doron, the quarterback, who threw it, who delivered the blow, but a return of 28 yards, maybe that's the jump start that Lake Travis is so badly needing.
Well, trying to get the ball into Mullins. Just a little bit too high for him. Reyes does a good job on the return, and Doron atoning just a tad for that interception. He knows he threw the ball beyond his receiver. But as you said, Craig, for Travis right now, big turnover, good momentum, solid field position, make something happen.
Brewer sidestepping a tackler. Still looking to throw on the run, and was it caught in bounds? No. Coming over was Cade Brewer. Could not keep a foot in bounds when he caught the ball, and it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Brewer catches the ball, but you see that left foot on the boundary. Good coverage there by J.R. Blades.
2nd down and 10. Brewer will take off. Froze the defense, but only momentarily, and Katy responds quickly. Colin Wilder, the tackle. Throughout this weekend, Shea Walker, when we've talked about defensive excellence, doesn't matter what game we're talking about, whether we're talking about 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, or 6A, what we've seen are some excellent defenses who adjust very, very quickly after what looks to be an opening for a quarterback to run. And now this will cost Lake Travis 5 more yards. But to go back to what we're talking about, we've seen it. You saw it. We both saw it earlier in the day. Here's the call.
False start on the offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
This day began with Cedar Park winning with its Black Rain defense, and they can close gaps quickly the way they did on Frisco Lone Star, and it's happened throughout the course of this weekend, no matter the games we've been talking about.
Well, and what you're saying, Craig, is like these guys, there looks to be a gap, but it closes so quickly. Even when you're going against the grain and the defenders have to stop and reverse field. Another good example right here, the backside pressure.
And Giovanni Stewart again. That's a loss of 13 yards, and it's 4th down.
Well, and you're trying to block him with the running back, and that's a very difficult matchup for any running back in the state of Texas. There on the left side of your screen, you see he just runs by number 76. Thought Barkley was out there, but he was actually, I don't know, somebody else, but Stewart in that speed. That's what he has. He gets off the edge so quickly.
Cavaliers were hoping to have an opportunity after the interception, but now must punt again. High snap. Kick is nevertheless a good one. Kind of knuckles downfield, and a nice job by Hudson Fife. After all of that is said and done, that'll roll down to the 30. It's a 31-yard punt, but for a snap that went over his head, not too bad. Let's go down to Emily Reppert, who is talking with the outstanding administration that happens in the Katy ISD.
Absolutely. I am down here with the principal of Katy, Rick Hull. So I noticed when the guys were walking in, they were all linking fingers, and I wanted to know what the significance was behind this. And you said this team and program just has a lot of history and tradition.
Right. When they link their hands together and their fingers together, they're coming in as one to show that unity and you know, the determination as a whole.
And you said, you know, that unity goes beyond the football team. It's also the community. How has this community come together to support Katy football?
Oh, it's amazing. You go down anywhere in Katy, and all you see is red, and you see the signs painted on the buildings, the windows painted. People are just really excited about the program.
You said there's another unique tradition when they first come onto the field that they do?
Yeah, if you watch after they do the run-through signs, which are always hand-painted, we don't do the inflatables, we do the old-school run-throughs. They take one of their players and they run up, and they flip them up into the crowd. That's just a tradition that they've had that for a long, long time.
Well, some very cool traditions. Cool to see them. Thank you for chatting with us. Craig, back up to you.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. It is 2nd down and 5 after Porter picked up 5, but maybe a yard, no more than that for Kyle Porter this time, as Matt Lopez, Michael Mast team up on the tackle for the Cavaliers.
And it's not very often that you see Kyle Porter run into a pile and just basically get stopped.
So it is 3rd down coming up. And so far, one of the few things that's gone wrong for Katy, if you can actually find something, is that the fact that they're 0 for 4 on 3rd down. Other than that, things have gone quite well. So it's 3rd down and 4 from the 36. And Doron. Pressure coming, a flag down, and Doron's pass caught. Spinning after the catch is Tony Mullins. Take it to the 47. It would be enough for their 1st down. However, got to check the flags on this, and it may be coming back.
Illegal formation. Number 74 and 76 were not on the line of scrimmage. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And Chase, sometimes folks have a difficult time understanding it's just about if you're lining up offset off the line of scrimmage or on the line of scrimmage.
Well, and we know that this Katy offensive line does a lot of pulling and moving their guards and their tackles. Sometimes they maybe just get a little bit of a head start by alignment, and that time they were called for a penalty.
See the time, 3.5 to go here in the 1st half. It's been all Katy, due in large measure to the suffocating play of their defense, and the Tigers will take a timeout here.
Timeout, Katy. Their first charge timeout of the half.
As we mentioned, it's just been so tough, that Katy Tiger defense all season long. Well, of course, we showed you just last year how Cedar Hill had beaten Katy in 2014. The 2013 then called 5A Division II state championship, a rematch of 2012. Cedar Hill looking for revenge after losing the year before. DeMarcus Lodge playing a huge role in this one as a junior. Took the direct snap. He went 62 yards. Then Justin McMillan on the scramble and waited for Lodge to create separation. And then Aka Cedric Ware, who plays now at the University of Southern California, took it in for the touchdown. Cedar Hill evened it by winning the meeting in 2013. They had 3 great games.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was fantastic games, barn burners, and it really just felt like almost like Groundhog Day. Every time you show up and you're there, and it just goes Katy and Cedar Hill.
Well, there were some who thought it was going to happen.
did a great job.
Yep, and there were some who thought it was going to happen or had a shot to happen this year. Southlake Carroll
first round
knocked out Cedar Hill in the 1st round of the playoffs, and then
but the Katy Tigers steamrolling their way to another state championship appearance.
Yeah, here they are, 4th year in a row. Katy back in the final of the state's largest classification. I want to remind you about the 4 to halftime show coming up. Rick Renner, Greg Temper, and the coach Ken Purcell in the studio. Look back at the overtime thriller earlier today in 6A Division I. Now out of the timeout on 3rd down, Doron throwing and broken up across the middle. Austin Hiller, who's been in on a lot of plays here in the 1st half, breaks that one up, and it's 4th down.
Well, a nice job defensively by the Cavaliers, Craig, to get pressure on Doron. Flushed him out to the right. And Hiller comes up, and he just like flypaper on the receiver and does a great job. Steps right in front. That's close to being an interception, but very well defended.
Well, the man who returned the pick 6 for the touchdown to make it 17-0, Michael Mattis, doubles as the Katy Tiger punter. So he will punt. And the kick, fair catch. Signal fumbled and then falling on it as it got very, very close by Cade Green. 34-yard punt. We talk about the state championships. Well, those are the teams that have already captured the crowns this year. Canadian making it back-to-back. Bremond making it back-to-back. Brock, only 2 years as a varsity program. There they are with their first ever state championship. Wascom, back-to-back titles. La Vega wins its first ever. West Orange Stark, its first since 1987. George Ranch, a 4th-year program, capturing the 5AD1 crown last night. Cedar Park, its 2nd one in 4 years. And North Shore, its first in 12 years. In the game played just a little while ago, that went overtime in a thriller to defeat Westlake. To the air, and that pass is incomplete, as Brewer's pass was knocked down and Michael Mattis deflected it.
Yeah, Hunter Stinson, I think, may have also gotten a hand on it. See number 6 coming in just right off the edge.
You're right, that's Stinson who had it. And then Mattis tried to catch it on the tip drill, and it is 2nd down from the 36. Brewer, pressure coming. Charlie looking for him, just can't connect on that sideline. That is Very tight window to try to find Cade Brewer.
Well, and when you have an opportunity to evade the defenders, Craig, and you see how Charlie Brewer, and he's looking downfield. He's not looking to run the ball. He's looking to see if he can't find an open receiver, but the coverage is so tight that you've got to throw the ball out of bounds, and your receiver's got to come up and actually make the catch to try to keep the body inbounds.
3rd down and 10 for the Cavaliers. Blitz look from Katy. Giovanni Stewart is coming off the edge with a rush. And Brewer has to get rid of the ball. The rush has just been relentless from Katy here in the first half.
When Stewart is there on the tackle, he tracks Brewer down from behind. And he gets rid of the ball, but I mean, it just, again, relentless wave. And they're coming from all sides.
So it is 4th down from the 36. And again, Lake Travis to punt. Fair catch by Wilder. Makes it. And Katy still with a design to move the ball here with 2:36 and 2 timeouts to go. 3rd straight 3 and out for Lake Travis. Well, earlier today, before the afternoon session started, the class of 2016 for the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame announced. And yeah, Gary Joseph. Gary was down there on the field and then putting on the headset, ready to go back to work to coaching. But certainly well-deserved.
Oh, and how about this cat right here? He's not just there emceeing the event. On Craig Way.
Well, it's
congratulations.
Well, thank you. That
outstanding honor.
Yeah, great class there. You saw Vince Young is in it, LaDainian Tomlinson in it, Bob Ledbetter, the legendary coach from South Lake Carroll, Kenneth West, Mike Babb. Great class there. Austin Hiller on the tackle on the 1st down carry. It'll be 2nd down and 7. That banquet, by the way, is May the 7th in Waco for the actual induction to the High School Football Hall of Fame. And yeah, that's a pretty impressive class with some of those guys. 2nd down and 7.
Always humbling to be
look at me and sad
luminaries, huh?
I'm telling you, I look at myself in that picture and it's the old Sesame Street thing. One of these things is not like the other. 2nd down and 7. Here's the toss to Porter. And Porter takes it across the 45 and a 1st down. And Katy can really start thinking about trying to accelerate the itinerary here. 1:47 to go. And they've got 2 timeouts.
The power sweep led by Garrett Doran, the quarterback. Not afraid to get in ahead of Kyle Porter and mix it up and throw a block. Allows Porter enough time and room to pick up the 1st down.
From the 47. Doran. Deep over the middle. Tipped. Picked. Picked off by Austin Hiller. Lake Travis comes up with a stop. A second Katy turnover. And pretty upset with J.C. Angulo that he couldn't come up with a catch.
Well, he was surrounded by 3 Cavalier defenders. And the ball gets tipped. He may have had a chance to catch it. Got his hands on it early. But the pressure from the back, Tanner Bush knocks it out. And Hiller right there to catch the ball for the interception. And for all the things that Garrett Doran, there's probably one he'd like to have back.
Well, Lake Travis has it on its own 31, 1:19 to go. Cavs do have all 3 of their timeouts. They have been a quick strike, quick scoring team all season long. So they're accustomed to be able to do that. Can they get some momentum going here with a late first half drive? It's a handoff to Villegas. Katy ready for that.
Patty Fisher and Corey Bethley in on the tackle. This front 7 again, and we talk about this, the 10 shutouts. And to finish the year in their regular season, they get 4 shutouts in a row.
Yeah.
You know how hard that is? And then they open the playoffs with the shutout. I mean, 5 shutouts in a row.
They've been that good all season long.
You bet.
2nd down and 11 from the 30. Brewer with a lot of max protects help, sets it up and goes deep and does have a man open. The sliding catch from Cade Green.
Well, the double move, corner bit. Cade Green, and what allowed Charlie Brewer the time, Craig, is that he rolled out to his left and he kept it way out there. Double move, great job.
by
Katy Green.
Their second charge timeout of the half.
Timeout called, and it's at the 36-yard line of Katy. So it's at the 36. Lake Travis will have it, and Gary Joseph used the timeout on defense. He did not want Lake Travis to get in a quick tempo here with a little bit of offensive momentum.
As we talk, Gary Joseph, former defensive coordinator, he understands and knows exactly where he wants his defense to be. And with the 17-0 lead, he does not want to see them give up a score going into the half. And as you said, the momentum, or some of the momentum. So a wise use of the timeout and settle the defense down. But I do like that play call. Mike Wall, offensive coordinator, dialed up a good play because he got Brewer on the run. Brewer's got great athleticism. Gets outside and he just kind of heaved the ball downfield. The double move worked beautifully.
Well, after 3 consecutive 3-and-outs, Katy Green now up to 89 yards and 4 catches. That 34-yard catch gives Lake Travis a first down at the Tiger 36. Brewer, pressure coming. Brewer is able to fight off the pressure, however, and take off. Here goes Charlie Brewer and a first down. Inside the 20 and down to the 12-yard line, a 24-yard rumble.
What a great play by Brewer, just keeping his poise and his presence. Runs through an arm tackle from Giovanni Stewart, and then his great speed as he bounces it out. Wow. Impressive run there, and Coach Joseph, he wants another timeout.
I heard him from up here yelling at the top of his lungs about that.
Well, it looked for all the world that Brewer was going to be sacked on the play, or at the very least stop after a short run up the middle. You see Giovanni Stewart, he bumps in with Michael Mautus, and Brewer the beneficiary of that. Great athleticism and outstanding play by Charlie Brewer.
So it's down to the 12-yard line. First down, 26 seconds. Lake Travis, all 3 of its timeouts. Katy now has spent all of its timeouts. And again, Gary Joseph just trying to get his team dialed in to keep Lake Travis out of the end zone here.
Well, he has a defensive coordinator, Matt McDaniel. But we call that maybe like a or he's a defensive coordinator emeritus. But he can kind of chime in whenever he wants to as the head coach. But man, does he lives and breathes defense.
How big would this be for the Cavaliers to get something, especially if they can get it into the end zone to carry some momentum into the locker room? Especially because Katy's going to get the football to start the second half.
26 ticks on the clock. Katy look like they're going to bring pressure off the edge.
Here's Brewer over the middle with a man. It's short. Is it a touchdown? It is. Katy Green got his hands underneath the ball, and Lake Travis is on the board.
Well, he is running away from the pressure. Again, another good play call to get Brewer on the run outside the pocket. And he throws a dart down underneath Green. Those forearms underneath the ball, comes up with the grab. Made a great catch on the double move, Craig, on the big play to get them into this position. Now this 14th touchdown catch on the season couldn't come at a better time for the Cavaliers.
Cameron Dicker, sophomore, with the extra point kick. And it's good. And now it's a 17-7 ball game. So there will be no 11th shutout this season as Lake Travis is on the board. Katy Green wrapping his arms around that football.
Great job going down. Good concentration, catching the ball, secures it, doesn't move once it hits the hands and the arms.
Well, that was the type of momentum that Lake Travis needed, because remember, Katy's going to get the football to start the second half. So for Lake Travis, a chance for them to catch the breath and understand that they can climb back into this football game after trailing by a score of 17-0. A reminder, the Ford halftime show is coming up, and you know, today You had the overtime thriller in the 6A Division I state championship, where one Greater Houston area team prevailed over a Greater Austin area team. We have a Greater Houston area team leading a Greater Austin area team right now. And then, speaking of the Greater Austin area, the Cedar Park Timberwolves make it their second state title in the past 4 seasons. And the first for Carl Absack in his first season. The T-Wolves started the season number 2 in the state behind Aledo. They beat Aledo handily in Waco to open the season, moved to number 1, and never relinquished the spot. Here's the kick. There's a rarity that we have seen this weekend, a deep kickoff for a touchback.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of directional kicks, short kicks, pooch kicks. It's kind of a nice luxury to have for a kicker to be able to drive it all the way into the end zone.
Well, Katy has no timeouts left and only 20 seconds to go in the half. And one would imagine the Tigers would have the football go in the backfield, perhaps on the ground, a carry. Take the 10-point lead into the locker room.
Well, that's one of the things with Kyle Porter. It's such a great thing to have is when you have a guy who can break long runs. See if you can't get something going him early. If not, yeah, nothing, no big deal.
And that's exactly what's going to happen. And that'll do it for the first half. So Katy taking advantage of the 3 Lake Travis turnovers to score 17 points. Lake Travis cashing in the second of the 2 late first half Katy turnovers to get a touchdown. Cade Green on the touchdown pass from Charlie Brewer, and Lake Travis feeling better about themselves. A little glimmer of hope for Hank Carter's ball club going into the locker room, knowing they have an opportunity going in to the locker room at the half. And they are trailing by 10. They have some hope going into the locker room at 17-7. But the leading head coach is Gary Joseph, and he's down on the field with our Emily Reppert.
Hey guys, Coach, your defense has been strong this first half. How have you been able to force some mistakes on Lake Travis?
We're getting good pressure on the quarterback. We've got to get some more kids to him and stuff. We can't sit there and let him stand back there and pick us apart. The biggest thing, I think, is they're mixing up the coverage and stuff a little bit and getting some pressure on him.
They were able to score there at the end. What are you going to say to your guys in the locker room to keep your momentum up?
Hell, we hadn't done anything yet. We got 24 minutes to play, and then we've been in this position the last 2 years, and we're going to have to sit there and find a way to sit there and get this thing done.
Absolutely, and we know you just got into the Hall of Fame today, so congratulations on that. I know it's a big day for you, and hopefully you'll bring home a win as well.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back up to you.
All right, thank you very much, Emily. Gary Joseph said, I think he made a very good point. They had the lead in each of the last 2 years against Cedar Hill.
Yep,
only to see the Longhorns come back. So the defense made a big difference for Katy in building the lead. We'll see what happens in the second half. 4 halftime show coming up. Katy leading by 10. Hey. Yep. Back in Houston at NRG Stadium, one half of one football game remains in the state of Texas. The second half of the Class 6A Division II state championship game still to come. Right now, it's Katy on top of Lake Travis, 17-7. Craig Way and Shay Walker with you. We mentioned that could it be a battle of the Lake Travis offense versus the Katy defense going into this game? If that's the case, Katy's winning the battle because of that defense.
Well, they really are, Craig. It has been a withering defense all game, and the pressure coming on Charles Brewer from this defense is coming from either side, up the middle. They're just flying to the football. Travis Willock there on a great tackle coming up on that safety spot. And again, the relentless pressure and the wave of jerseys. And ultimately, it forces good offenses into mistakes. Here, Patty Fisher picks up a fumbled snap. And Kyle Porter finishes it with a touchdown. And then Stinson getting pressure on Brewer again. Mauda steps in front of the screen pass, takes it all the way to the house for a touchdown.
Yep, all three Lake Travis turnovers set up Katy scores. And as we take a look at the forward halftime stats of this, in fact, one of the two Katy turnovers set up the Lake Travis touchdown. So, points off the turnovers big.
Well, it really did. And that late touchdown, as you referenced, I mean, it happened right before the end of the second quarter. So maybe some momentum for Lake Travis, but that defense for Katy has been outstanding.
Yeah, you see the rushing yards, -5 for Lake Travis. Cavaliers hope to change that. At the half, Katy leads it 17-7 here in Houston.
So you want to be state champions. Here's what it takes. It takes the fact that you must develop your own attitude to become so positive that you won't let.
Okay, will do. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Okay.
How do we know when we're live? How do we know when we're live? I forgot. They told me a minute ago. Okay. I like it. I'm ready to roll.
That's a very innovative drum line. Okay.
So you want to be state champions. Here's what it takes. It takes the fact that you must develop your own attitude to become so positive that you won't let the negatives creep in. You got to be willing to give total effort, not just effort, total effort, every day, every way, on every play. Then, of course, one of the most important things is self-discipline. Control your actions on the football field. Don't make mistakes. Don't turn the ball over. Don't get penalties. Be self-controlled. And finally, you have to really care. It has to mean something to you. You have to understand that this is one of the most important things you'll ever do in your life. And in order to be successful, you've got to be able to control your mind at all times, your effort, your attitude, and be willing to do what it takes to get the job done. Then you'll be state champions and take the trophy home to your community, and the players and the coaches can celebrate. It's all about what you do on that field if you want to be state champion.
Sage words from Grant Tapp. Halftime, Katy leading Lake Travis 17-7. Well, these are the UIL State High School Football Championships. Dr. Susan Els is the athletics director for the UIL, and so you're reminded of that at every turn. Now, so how was your first run as the AD for the Football State Championship Marathon weekend?
It has been a blast. You know, it's from top to bottom, NRG has been great. I think it's been a great venue for our schools and for all the participants that are here, coaches, players, fans, everybody. It's been outstanding.
We talked about the late night on Thursday night. We knew that was inevitable, but things have run remarkably close to schedule since then, the way the games have gone.
Yeah, you know, the Thursday schedule sometimes you're just going to get behind, and it is what it is, but, you know, you don't hear the schools complaining. They know that it's part of the game whenever you play one game behind another. But today, you know, even with the overtime game, we were only maybe 5 minutes behind. I think it's gone great.
Well, I always, on the last night, save a question for the AD about reclassification, realignment, because I know it's just right around the corner. That's always fun to look forward to, isn't it?
It is. You know, we've been hard at work. You know, you pin the boards first, and then you start putting the rubber bands on there, and we're going to even work over the Christmas break to see what we can get finished and get rolled out by February 1st.
You plan to get a good night's sleep tonight?
I do indeed. This has been a blast, and it's been fun, but it's a lot of work, and I haven't felt tired 1 minute, but I think when these games are over, I'm going to feel some tired creeping in.
No doubt, Susan. Great job by everyone with the UIL. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Dr. Susan Elza, the athletic director of the UIL. Let's get the thoughts of Hank Carter, the head coach of the Lake Travis Cavaliers, on the sidelines with our Aaron Hardigan.
Coach, your takeaways from the first half.
Oh, golly, we did a lot of silly stuff. They're good enough without us helping them. We played with a little jitters there, and to their credit, they made some plays, and they're a heck of a team, obviously. I like the way my team responded there at the end of the first half, though. We made plenty of good plays to be in the ball game better than we are. We just got to do away with the silly stuff. And so we regrouped, then we settled down. We're going to come out and play better.
What is the secret to breaking this defense, the Katy defense?
Well, you got to hang on to the ball for one. I mean, we can't just hand the ball to them. We pitch it to them twice, and they're too good to do that. You know what? You have to throw the football down the field, and we had success doing that. We got to keep doing it, but protection broke down on us a little bit there too. So
new half.
That's it.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you,
Craig.
All right, Aaron. Thanks very much. Got to take that approach. Got to look at it and say, look, it's a brand new half. You did just about everything wrong in the first half, and by the way, Gary Joseph's team had a lot to do with that, with what they do. But then you turn around, fresh half. You try to go out, get a stop, and go back to work offensively.
Well, and the thing about this, the contrast of these two coaches, they are so much more similar than they are different, because both of them, defensive coordinators, stellar defensive coordinators, great defensive coordinators for great teams that have won state championships. They know how to do it. And you hear Hank Carter right there telling Aaron, is say, look, we just got to stop giving them the ball. I mean, they're, like he said, they're good enough that they don't need any help from us. So if we can stick to our game plan, we'll give ourselves a chance. And that's exactly what he told the team.
Here's the kickoff. That's going to go out of bounds, so that doesn't get off to the kind of start that Lake Travis would want.
Yeah, and that was kind of like a low liner, almost like a hook. A hook off the number 1 tee.
Well, the quarterbacks, of course, always seem to factor into what's going on with that. You see Charlie Brewer
out of bounds.
There.
By rule, the ball will be placed at the 30-yard line. First down.
And Brewer with more passing yards there, but the interception's obviously costly, and one of the two costly to Doron and Katy.
Well, and really, you think about these defenses, and they, as you would say, I would think you would say, at least to agree, is that the defenses are having a lot to do with the quarterback play.
Yeah, it's, you know, there's one thing to talk about turnovers, and then you talk about forced turnovers and things like that. Here's Kyle Porter as Katy goes back to the ground on first down. Corbin Hughes, the tackle for the Cavaliers. Gain of a couple, and it's second down at 8. I think it is safe to say that Lake Travis probably feels they can ill afford to go down 17 again. They need to try to get a stop and get the ball back and try to get their offense going back to work.
Nope, you got to have some of you guys step up and make plays, and this has been a good defense all year.
Returning to the I formation. The toss to Porter. Upfield, good run on the toss. He'll take it to the 38-yard line, a gain of 6. Before Austin Hiller brings it in.
Defensively, the Cavaliers had that play pretty well snipped out. What you don't plan for is the cutback, and you have a running back with the vision and the speed of Kyle Porter. He cuts it back, picks up positive yards.
So it's third down and 2. As Katy has it on its own 38. Dominic Hudson, the receiver at the top of your screen. In the eye with a fullback, Kyle Williams. Kyle Porter, the tailback. The toss again to Porter. Blockers in front, and he'll have the first down. When then lost the football, they'll say he's down, however.
Corbin Pierce got there early, Craig, and he was back in the backfield, but Porter just kind of steps out of the hands. Take another look, number 48. You see him knifing through. Gets down there right around the ankles. Williams with a good block, and then Porter stretches forward enough for the first down.
It's at the 41-yard line. Porter, the lone setback now, with the fullback, Kyle Williams, in an H-back mode and 2 wide receivers. It is Kyle Porter again. And
ball's
bounce it out. Loose and on the turf. And Peyton Serac falls on the football for Katy. It was a break for the Tigers there.
You see this play is designed to be a little cutback play, misdirection, and looked like he was going to get hit by Garrett Womack, maybe strip the ball out, but Serac, as you said, gets on top of it.
And even in a near disastrous situation, Katy still picks up a yard. They got a positive gain out of it of 1 yard. 2nd down and 9.
Positive vibes for the Katy Tigers.
Out of the fullback, Williams. And ready for him, Matt Lopez and Tevin Paul.
Yeah, Lopez, nothing doing right there. Stayed at home. And that's one of those where you have Porter that they flash him out and send him out and try to get you back with fullback coming down. Lopez stayed right at home and came up with a big play defensively.
3rd down and 9 for Katy. This is an important down, I would think, for the Lake Travis defense.
Well, early in this second half, they're desperately trying to claw their way back into the game. Somehow, some way, see if you can get a stop.
Doron from the shotgun. Setting up the pass and then turning outside. A 1st down and more for Tony Mullins.
Well, somehow the matchup favored by the Tigers. You got Mullins on the linebacker. He'll win that one every time. 5'8", 160 pounds. You see him there in the slot. He drags the route all the way across. It's Corbin Pierce. Not able to force him out of bounds. Great balance on the sideline to pick up the 1st down. Good play design right there. BJ Gott, offensive coordinator.
21 yards. And now Katy on the move in Lake Travis territory.
Oh, a timeout.
Timeout. Lake Travis. Their first charge timeout of the half.
The conference 6A Division I state championship was on the line on Saturday afternoon. Westlake High, the Austin area, against North Shore High, the Galena Park School District in the greater Houston area. Special teams playing a part in this one. The Chaparrals were trailing 14-7 when this block punt led to the scoop and score from Matthew Sampson. It tied the score. Then 15 seconds to go in the ball game. Westlake with a chance to win. Field goal blocked, and then in overtime, Kyle Long pushing the pile in the end zone to put the Mustangs in front 21-14 on 4th down. Chaparrals tried to set up an option pass, but Kylan Granson stripped of the ball, and the North Shore Mustangs win an overtime thriller, their first state championship since 2003. Out of the timeout at the 37-yard line, 1st down and 10 for Katy. Back to the ground to Porter, and this time the Cavaliers were waiting on it. Tevin Paul led the assault. I think Carter took that timeout on defense, trying to get his guys dialed in defensively. They showed it there on that play.
Well, whatever he said to them, they need a little bit more of it. That was a great play by Tevin Paul. Coming through, bringing down Kyle Porter. You don't see Kyle Porter get tackled in the backfield very often, and Paul was right on top of him as soon as he got the ball handed to him.
So it is second down and 13 back at the 40-yard line. The toss. Porter following blockers, and he'll turn it. Boy, you just see those legs continuing to churn, and he picks up 5 yards on the play. Corbin Pierce forced him out of bounds. Third down. They'll put the ball down actually at the 36. So it's 4 yards on the carry, and it's third down and 8. And again, I'll say it because it is true. It's important for Lake Travis at some point to get a stop of the drive. This is the 8th play of the drive coming up for the Tigers.
Well, and you look at where we are on the clock so far in the third quarter. You got 7 minutes, 20 seconds. A very time-consuming drive by the Tigers.
On third down, Porter still lunging forward. Cavaliers, however, force him back. Carry of a couple of yards. Patrick Medina, Aiden Estrada out there. Also Tevin Paul.
53-yarder.
Patrick Medina, by the way, you see him hobbling off the field. He is an interesting story. Talking about a young man who's basically playing without an MCL in his knee, and he may be done for the night. He had injured it. They had told him in the knee that he probably couldn't do any more damage. It was be a pain thing as much as anything else. Pain threshold.
Yeah, amazing that he gutted it out this far.
Well, here it is, fourth down, and Katy going to go for it. 4th and 6. Pressure coming on Doron. Gets rid of the ball. It'll go as an incomplete pass, and Lake Travis has held.
Well, Jaden Hutchings ends up getting to Doron finally, but not after Doron spins out of a couple of tackles, trying to keep the play alive, trying to find Kyle Williams in the flat. That's where he wanted to go. You see he runs into Kyle Porter there, trying to give him a block, and eventually gets rid of the ball. But the Cavaliers held, and see if they can maintain and pick up some of that momentum that they took with them in the half.
All right, that was part 1 for Lake Travis getting a stop. Part 2 is can they move the ball on the Katy defense? Because that started off 9 plays, won 5 minutes and 38 seconds to open the third quarter. Malik Barkley, however, cannot get it going. And we mentioned Lake Travis -5 rushing yards in the first half. It's now -8 total.
Well, and Travis Willock coming down from his safety spot did a great job of recognizing that it was Malik Barkley in the backfield. He didn't have to worry about staying back and defending the pass, so he gets up on the line of scrimmage and comes up with a big play defensively.
On second down, the pass outside to Mac Humble. Humble takes a hard hit from Willock.
Patty Fisher coming in there, laying a little bit of extra wood as well. Those linebackers run so well for the Katy Tigers.
There's that pop right there, and it's now third down and 5 from the 38. Charlie Brewer. Time out, but that's short of the first down. It's at the 41, caught by Cade Green, and it'll bring up 4th down and 2 for the Cavaliers. DC Blades the tackle. So the Cavs are stopped short.
This defense for Katy, Craig, I mean, we've been talking about it, allowing 3.7 points a game over a 15-game schedule. Just dominating and so sure of tackling. I have to tell you, quite frankly, it reminds me of a defense. Well, we'll talk about it when we get back after the break, but we'll talk about great Katy defenses.
All right, there have been several of those. Probably none better than this one. Tigers still up by 10. Katy with a 17-7 lead on Lake Travis here in the third quarter, and the Cavaliers forced to punt. When you look at our scholar athletes presented by EnergizeHouston.org, that's certainly one of them there. Josiah Snowden, who's done so much this season, ranked 4th out of 607 and a 4.27 GPA. And how about Kyle Porter? Does it on the ground, does it in the classroom. 4.4 GPA, team captain, and of course we know, outstanding running back. Great students as well as great athletes in these games throughout the course of the past 3 days. Porter back in the backfield for Katy, and the Tigers go to work from their 25. And it is Porter. And big running room. Got a huge hole and picked up a quick 11 yards and a first down to the 36.
Nice job of Porter doing his thing. Aaron Brown-Nixon coming on a run blitz on the outside, runs away from it.
Now at the 36. Still in the eye. Doron to the air, looking for the tight end. Dylan Vasquez could not connect, and it's second down and 10.
And this is just a great play design. Trying to get it down to Vasquez, and Doron just put a little bit too much air underneath that ball. Coverage wasn't bad by Lake Travis.
And Mullins, the wideouts. Kyle Williams shifts out of the fullback into the H-back mode, and Porter remains the lone running back, and he'll get the call. And the Cavaliers equal to the challenge on second down. Tevin Paul really making his presence known in the second half. He's come up with 3 big hits already here in the third quarter.
Hey, Craig, take a look at this defensive formation. Well, you're not going to really be able to see it, but out on the left-hand side, you're going to see a linebacker just hanging out there. There's not a receiver or anything else, but he's just waiting to force Kyle Porter back into the middle of that defense. That was just a great play. And you talk about Ryan Liddicky in his first year as the defensive coordinator here for the Cavaliers. Very heads-up call, knowing where that ball was going to go, had that played perfectly.
Michael Mask was the guy hanging out there, as you mentioned. Now it's third down and 10 for Katy, and the Tigers have to use another timeout. So they'll use a timeout, their first of this second half.
Timeout. Katy.
Well, this being state championship weekend, 4A Division I yesterday saw Argyle making its third straight appearance on the grandest stage in Texas, squaring off with the La Vega Pirates. Trailing by 3 late in the fourth, it's Dane Ledford to a wide open Gage McCook. 68 yards for the touchdown. Eagles were ahead on a 6-lead change to the game. La Vega not denied. Quarterback Jamal Williams, son of the head coach Willie Williams, pushing through the pile. Pirates went up with 11 seconds to go, and La Vega takes home its first ever state title, 33-31 over Argyle, as they take it back to McLennan County to Belmead on the northeastern edge of the Waco city limits in a great state championship game.
Well, that game got a little bit more exciting on that extra point attempt.
Yeah, Argyle blocked the extra point kick, and it was Dylan Sadler running up the sidelines and
got it down to what, the 45-yard line?
Yep.
Made over midfield.
Yeah, cross midfield, and had he brought it back all the rest of the way, would have tied it. That was a very entertaining game with the 7-lead change. So now it's third down and 10 for Katy. Out of the Tiger timeout, and they'll line up in the eye again. Doron under pressure, does get rid of the football. And this is Kyle Williams, but he's going to be held short of the first down. Down at the 40-yard line. Lopez the tackle. It's a 4-yard gain. And Katy's had the football twice in the third quarter. Lake Travis has come up with its second consecutive stop.
Very similar to that Katy Tiger defense. The Cavaliers defensively dial up the pressure, and they force Doron, even though he wanted to throw a screen pass on the backside, which generally the quarterback retreats. Doran was more on a back pedal, wasn't retreating, and then by the time he found Porter, the rest of the Cavalier defenders were there.
Michael Mattis to punt. Oh, good boom kick. Fielded at the 17-yard line by Hudson Fife. And he's across the 20. So Lake Travis will start after a 43-yard punt. Way up in the air. Let's go down to the Lake Travis sideline. Aaron Hardigan.
You know, Craig, what do Garrett Gilbert, Michael Brewer, and Baker Mayfield have in common? Well, they're all quarterbacks that won titles while at Lake Travis, but they're also three of the toughest guys on Charlie, especially growing up. They all grew up together, of course. Charlie would tell me stories about coming home, lip bleeding, nose running from getting knocked to the ground into bushes while playing football with them. He said, no opponent will ever be rougher on me than those three were. So he is battle-tested from a very young age. Also, Craig, Charlie was brother Michael's ball boy in 2010 when Michael won the title with Lake Travis. So I need to figure out who Charlie's ball boy is today. Perhaps we'll be covering him soon enough, huh?
Maybe, Aaron. And I'll tell you this. If no opponent's ever going to be tougher than those guys, Katy's going to be darn close after tonight. There's the sack, Michael Mattis of Charlie Brewer.
Well, nothing is 8th sack on the season, and now a very unique formation by the Cavaliers.
Loss of 10, and how about that? Lining up 5 wide left. It'll be swung out, but they'll be able to get back most of the sack yardage. Mac Humble, a catch.
5 wide, that's a very unique looking play. You see a couple of good blocks out there and trying to gain the lost yards. Mac Humble did a good job getting the ball up, but now is defense from Katy pinning their ears back on 3rd and long.
3rd down and 11 from the 20. Brewer throwing over the defense, caught, breaking free, and picking up the 1st down. Boy, just by a yard was Cade Green.
Well, Hunter Stinson comes on the blitz, Craig, and that's what leaves the lane open. See number 6 coming down. He's blitzing. And as he does that, Cade Green catches the ball and runs right in the area where he vacated and just picks up the 1st down.
12 yards on the catch and run. It's at the Cavalier 32. A look right and then a roll back to the left for Brewer. Is just going to have to run and step out, pick up about a yard. First read was not there and rolling back out and the pressure coming, and Charlie Brewer settles for a 1-yard scramble out of bounds. And Carter said it was going to be as tough a defense as they could ever imagine or expect, and they're getting it all as advertised tonight. Now the direct snap going to Malik Barkley. Barkley across the 35 and takes it to the 37. DC Blades the tackle. And we were talking about important 3rd downs. Yeah, as they go, here's another one. 3rd down and 5 for the Cavs.
Well, and looking at, there's 1 minute left on the play clock here in the 3rd quarter, trailing by 10 yards. Not easy to come by against this Tiger defense.
3rd and 5 for Lake Travis. Brewer quickly over the middle, unable to hold it, was Humble, and it brings up 4th down with 50 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter, and Lake Travis
throw the ball away.
Well, they're still in the ball game down 10, and there is still over a quarter left to be played. So Hank Carter wanting to not make a mistake that could put it way out of reach right now. They still feel like they could have a chance, especially if Katy makes an unforced error or an error of some sort, whether it's forced or unforced. They do have a couple of turnovers. Here's the punt. And a fair catch called, made at the 33-yard line, a 30-yard punt. Travis Willock the catch. But Lake Travis is going to be asked to do it again. Come up with a couple of stops. They're going to be asked to come up with another stop defensively.
Well, they knew what they were having to do to win this game, Craig, coming out of the halftime locker room. So whatever the defensive adjustments were so far, they're working. Katy had a good 7-8 play drive, but turned it over on downs, and now the defense for the Cavaliers is going to have to do it again if they want to claw back into this game.
So here's Katy from the Tiger 43. The toss to Porter. Cuts it back in, and Porter with a first down. Well, it's that cutback. You brought it up earlier, Shay. There's a Cavalier down on the field as well, but you brought it up. It's the cutback that causes so much difficulty right now. This one goes 15 yards.
Well, and Kyle Williams doing a great job of kicking out on a block. Tanner Bush trying to make a play there, but Kyle Porter too quick, too strong, and nice play on first down.
Cavalier down on the field right now. There's Porter cutting it back inside, picked up plenty of blocks.
Sea of red moving to the left. See Shrek down there.
The injured Cavalier is Jaden Hutchings, who's helped with his feet now. Let's see how much Hank Carter cares for his players. Both these coaches have a great deal of affection for these guys that they start. I say they start in August with them in the practice. It's really year-round with off-season conditioning and the athletic periods and all that. As a father of a youngster who played sophomore football this year, I can tell you it's a year-round commitment.
It's a lot of time.
There is no doubt about it.
It's a full-time job.
Yeah. Now the clock will roll, and Katy is going to decide to take it to the other side of midfield, the short walk, to bring in the final quarter of play. So 12 minutes remain in the entirety of the 2015 Texas high school football season. At the end of the third quarter from NRG Stadium in Houston, the Class 6A Division II state championship. It's the Katy Tigers with that suffocating defense on display again. The Tigers with a 17-7 lead on the Lake Travis Cavaliers. We welcome you back to NRG Stadium in Houston, the final quarter of the 2015 high school football season. And this has been state championship weekend. 4A Division II state title up for grabs yesterday. Jack Dallas takes it in for the touchdown to put the Mustangs up 8-3, and then put the finishing touches on a dominant victory with another run for 23 yards out. West Orange Stark claimed its first state title since 1987 with a 22-3 win over Salina. They denied the Bobcats an opportunity to win an unprecedented 9th state title. So Salina still tied with South Lake Carroll for the most state championships, 8. Katy is 12 minutes away from joining that group.
Wow, what an elite group. And think about the number of times that Gary Joseph, Craig, has been in this position. 9 times. This is his 9th trip to the state finals. He's got 3 wins.
That looking for another one here. Hand off to Porter. Porter across midfield into Lake Travis territory. Brought down by Matt Lopez. Really the mission for Katy right now. Continue to drive the football. See if you can run the clock out. Get one more score to put it out of reach. One
of the basic tenets of the Katy Tiger football team and mentality is that it's a power run game. That's what they do. So they're able to chew clock. They've got great offensive linemen. And so I think for Lake Travis, they're going to have to dial up some. They're going to have to take some chances now to see if they can't disrupt this Tiger running attack.
On 2nd down and 5, the toss, a flag. Porter still on his feet.
That's
He'll lose yardage, and yeah, we'll see the flag as well. Kyle Rutherford, the referee, with a holding indication against Katy.
Connor Galvin getting up a little gimpy. He's got his hands on his knees. May have got rolled up on that play.
On the offense, number 87. That penalty's declined. 3rd down.
Only a sophomore, too. 6'6", 225-pounder. He's played a really good game.
Hot.
Well, Hank Carter figuring better to go ahead and look at trying to defend 3rd and 8 than 2nd down and double digits right now.
Absolutely. Agree with that. I mean, they've been able to get pressure, and Doran, when he tries to go back in the passing game, the Cavalier defenders have been able to get in his face a little bit.
Let's see what happens here. It's going to be a handoff, and Porter struggled to get the handle on it and allowed Lake Travis to come over and make the play. Matt Lopez reached him, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yes, read beautifully. They were going to try to kind of trick the defense a little bit, if you will, as Doran was trying to go out to his left, and then it was kind of a little inside handoff back in the belly of Porter and giving him an angle to try to cut diagonally across the defense, and Lopez says nothing doing.
Yeah, it'll be 4th down coming up, and Katy will punt. Fielded by Fife, and Hudson Fife goes down inside the 15-yard line. 38 yards on the punt here in the 4th quarter of the state championship. Late in the games of the UIL State Football Championships. Last night, Friday night, final game of the day of the 5A Division I title, George Ranch from Richmond, just south of Houston, taking on Lake Ridge High of Mansfield. Longhorns could not be stopped, especially running back Darius Anderson. He goes 41 yards on the screen pass. And Anderson, of course, as he's done all season long, does it on the ground. Over 200 rushing yards, 287 total yards. Lake Ridge had play with a hobbled quarterback, Jet Duffy, and also without Duke Carter, the running back. George Ranch was most impressive in a 56-0 win to capture their first state title.
Well, and congratulations, Coach Ricky Tullis and his staff.
Toss outside, and Malik Barkley just can't get the corner turn. Colin Wilder there on the tackle. Wilder, guy that's has that unique, very unique record. It can never be broken. It can only be equaled in the current format. This is his 64th start. Think about that for a moment. Your team has to go to the state championship game all 4 years, play 16 games. Sometimes games get affected by weather, and you have to start them all. That's what Wilder has done. High snap, and down goes Brewer.
Hunter Stinson coming up again. He has had a great game, Craig. Senior, strong side linebacker. He's coming on a blitz all the way, and as Brewer has to go up and field the ball, make sure that he catches it. He comes down and he just gets absolutely planted.
3rd down and 17. Blake Travis trying to find something right now. Difficult on 3rd downs as well. Brewer from his own end zone to throw. Gonna crank it deep, looking for Barkley downfield, and incomplete. He had his hands on it, did Malik Barkley. Could not hold it, however. Blades with the coverage, DC Blades, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, good coverage there by Blades. May have just mistimed his jump just a bit. Said Barkley has the hands, but that difficult ball to bring down, and Blades gets out there and maybe gets a finger on it.
Unable to pull it down, and Lake Travis must punt. And before they get going, flag stop play.
Ball start on the offense. Number 5, half the distance to the goal, remains 4th down.
Getting tougher and tougher right now for Hank Carter's team. So it's back at the 3. Another punt to come.
6 of the last 7 possessions, Craig. The Cavaliers have had to punt the ball away.
Here's the other one. Fielded by Wilder. Wilder outside, picked up a couple of blocks, and well into Lake Travis territory here. Well, another punt. Katy drawing closer after the 25-yard return by Wilder. Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by Ford. Visit your Texas Ford dealer. The 2015 UIL State High School Football Championships on Fox Sports Southwest are brought to you by Ford. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. By DQ. the stop sign for Texas. For the best treats, eats, and drinks in Texas, stop at DQ. And by EnergizeHouston.org. 2-year degree, 6-figure salary, one incredible career. 17-7 the score. And there's an old high school football saying this time of year, all I want for Christmas is state. Katy's drawing close.
A great punt return by Wilder. Making the short field to Porter on the pass, halfback pass.
Complete, but a flag goes down.
They're going to call Tanner Bush on the flag. And Gulo, the wide receiver.
Kyle Porter showing his versatility to be able to throw the football.
That's the right place and right time to use a play like that.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 6, 15 yards, automatic first down.
Right there. Against Aaron Brown-Nixon. Goes down to the 7-yard line.
Cavaliers defense needs to muster what they can and try to mount a stand, and that's not an easy thing to do when you see Kyle Porter lined up, but smooth 8 yards behind, not a lead blocker, but necessarily needed, but a deep eye run.
And here he goes. Inside the 5 and down to the 4.
You know what's coming.
Can you stop it?
You know what's coming. You just got to get in the way.
So now on 2nd down and goal from the 4. Katy certainly more than willing to take its time here, but timeout call. The official stopping play here as there's a player down on the field. So they'll while they attend to him, we'll tell you about the first game of today, the 5A Division II state championship. Cedar Park Timberwolves trying to right the wrong of losing last year in the championship round and got off to a great start. Had the defense with Mac McCaskill taking it in. One of 7 T-Wolf sacks. Max Sexton to Tommy Levine, a 21-yard touchdown. And how about first-year head coach Carl Absack and the Timberwolves of Cedar Park, your 5A Division II state champions, defeating Frisco Lone Star this afternoon. That's another program that's had success under multiple head coaches. 2 state championships under 2 different head coaches. Joe Willis coached the T-Wolves to the title and got them back to the title round last year, and then moved on to Colleyville Heritage. And Carl Absack picking up the reins, just as Willis did for Chris Ross, who had helped build up the outstanding program there on Cypress Creek Road. And after Coach Ross had left, first to be the Leander ISD AD, and then on to Prosper to be the head coach. Coach Willis coached the T-Wolves to a state title. The toss out to Porter. Inside, touchdown, Katy. All night long, Lake Travis has had trouble stopping that cut inside after the toss outside, and Porter has it into the end zone.
Well, stretching the play out and doing what they need to do. Design run here for Kyle Porter. He's going to follow Kyle Williams, and he's going to be patient. Let his big fullback get in there and help out on a little bit of a double team block, creates a seam, and makes his way into the end zone.
For the conversion, after that punt was brought back, 22 yards in just a couple of plays, Kyle Porter strikes again.
And kind of one of those things, Craig, that you can talk about. This is really created by the defense. The defense pinned Lake Travis deep, made them punt from their own end zone. Great punt return by Colin Wilder on special teams, and then you get the run game going. Porter takes a little over a minute to score that touchdown.
So now it's a 17-point lead for Katy. I want to remind you, don't miss Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1. Question is, Could the New York Jets hang on to their AFC playoff spot, taking on the Cowboys in Arlington? How about the top 10 teams in college basketball? Upsets today? Who walked away with the UFC lightweight title in Orlando? All that and more tonight with Ryan Field and Greg Wolf on FS1. Don't forget the special season concluding edition of High School Scoreboard Live following tonight's game, where it'll all be wrapped up tonight with Rick Renner and Greg Tepper. And I'll pop on with them and a look back at all of the state championships garnered throughout the course of these 3 days. So 24-7 in just over 7 minutes remaining in the ball game. Kick fielded by Fife, fumbled by Fife, recovered by Katy. And the beat goes on for the Tigers. Coverage downfield, and Hudson Fife, I think, was looking to try to move it upfield and just didn't hold the ball. And Katy comes up with the recovery. Nick Stolarski, the junior DB.
Yep, right there just between the hands. Good special teams play, good hustle by the Tiger kickoff team.
Nick Stolarski getting the congratulations from the veteran Travis Willock. Back to Mr. Porter. Cavalier defense ready for him. They'll drop Kyle Porter for a 1-yard loss. Patrick Medina back out there on the field, making another stop for Lake Travis. Second down and 11. And again, Katy content just to continue to run clock, take their time, see if they can punch it in for another score. Porter remains the deep back. The fullback is Kyle Williams. Porter, big running lane initially, up the middle, down to the 13-yard line. Pickup of 7 yards before Austin Hillard can bring him down.
And as we've been talking about this stalwart defense for the Tigers, Craig, Kyle Porter is a guy that's been around for a little while, playing behind and then splitting more time with Rodney Anderson. Rodney Anderson goes out a year ago, and Porter steps in and really fills the void, and he's just been a big contributor to this Tigers offense for 3 years, feels like forever.
Yeah, and consider the fact that while Porter was out, among the contributors was a freshman, DeAndre Glass, and all he did was run for 670 yards. Coming attractions. Here's Porter again on third down. This time Travis with a pop there. Eden Estrada, the tackle. What does Eddie Joseph want to do here on fourth down? Go for the field goal and try to tack on 3 more here in the late stages. So Chris Perez, who got the scoring started with a 48-yard field goal, will try to put 1 more home, this one from 30 yards. Out of the hold of Hayden Baker, and the snap from Jonathan Letter. There's the kick right down the middle for 3 more points. And the Tigers are closing in on that 8th state title in school history. Well, we mentioned that Katy had dropped the 2 games to Cedar Hill. The last time Katy won a state championship, it was 3 years ago. And Adam Taylor, speaking of big running backs, 17-yard run there. Damian Hobbs connecting with Isaiah Harris in the 4th quarter. The Longhorns were actually leading, but Taylor not denied. And Taylor takes it in for the score. He had 277 yards and 5 touchdowns. Katy winning it 35-24. Gary Joseph got that state championship. That's the last time Katy won a title as they start to close in on another one here.
Well, just an amazing job that he has done at the helm. Again, taking over for Mike Johnston many years ago. One of those red suspenders hanging around there somewhere. Somewhere.
I haven't seen him on Gary before. I think Mike Johnston trademarked those things. Gary's had himself quite a day, too, and as we mentioned earlier, being announced as part of that class of 2016 for the Texas High School Football Hall of Fame. Enshrining for that coming up in May. What a way to top it. There's a kickoff, and the flag goes down. There's more going down is McAnally. Another penalty coming against the Cavaliers here.
Illegal block in the back. Number 28 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So once more, Lake Travis will start deep in its own end of the field now with time running out and down by 20 points. All the way back at the 6-yard line.
On that Tiger defense. Starter staying out in the field.
Charlie Brewer going to try one more time to get Lake Travis downfield. Inside receiver screen, and then Malik Barkley takes it outside. Forced out of bounds at the 13 after a gain of 7.
Giovanni Stewart was blitzing off right side, and he got cut. That allowed the pass play out to Barkley. Barkley does a nice job picking up positive yards on first down.
From the 13. We're going to hang that one up deep, and he does have it out there, unable to come up with an humble. Again, very similar to earlier.
Yeah, Brewer took another shot though, Craig, and he's getting up slowly. Just so difficult against this defense. Ball had a little bit too much. He threw it as far as it could. He had an open receiver. See, coming down the middle of the field.
That is 3rd down and 3. Flags fly. It'll be a false start.
Man in motion wasn't set.
You can see Charlie Brewer wiping out his eyes.
False start. Offense number 3. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Now, watch here. And right there, might have taken a finger to the eye.
Look at Malice. Sophomores been all over the field trying to get in front of him and breaking across the eye.
Brewer looking to run. Picks up a block, a couple blocks, but not quite enough to get to the mark. Brewer is down. Yep.
Landed on his legs as he was diving forward. And immediately Brewer, you could tell he was in pain.
Hope it's not serious as he walks off there, especially late in this contest. He's a junior, but here's another look. Right there.
Oh, you see the knee on knee.
Yep.
Man, I just got a little bit of a shiver up my spine when I saw Fisher diving on him and landing that knee on knee. That's awfully painful.
It'll be down at the 46-yard line. Well, on a night when there have been a great many big plays, the DQ big play of the game, I don't think there's any doubt about this one.
Well, Michael Mount is just a game changer defensively. The sophomore defensive lineman Doesn't take the play fake, stays in front of the screen pass, and as Brewer's getting pressured, he throws an errant pass. Malthus picks it up and lugs it into the end zone, and that's a pretty athletic looking softball right there. 220 pounds. Didn't take him long to get in the end zone either.
He's willing to go back out there again if need be, getting that shoe and the ankle retaped there.
Well, and as you said, Craig, and he's done a whale of a job punting tonight. I mean, he's getting the ball out, good hang time.
Kyle Porter. Porter breaking free, and how about an exclamation point for the senior? A 45-yard touchdown run. One more big moment for the senior running back, who's been through a lot this year.
Well, he has. That offensive line doing a good job of blocking out. And the cut back and the vision of Kyle Porter. Great blocking at the point of attack by the offensive front, and Porter with that vision and speed does the rest.
Well, a tremendous run, and like he has on so many occasions, being able to cut through the defense. Another extra point.
Take another look as he goes to the left side, and right there as he navigates through, he goes through an arm tackle, switches that ball over to the outside arm and accelerates and gets it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Well, Kyle Porter, tremendous night, closing in on 200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
First guy down there to give him congratulations in the end zone, Garrett Doron.
Porter, by the way, in excess of 1,900 yards. In fact, he's not going to get to 2,000. He's about 70 yards away from it. I don't think he'll get to that, but it's amazing when you consider that he missed 5 games to have the number he has. Meanwhile, difficulty on the opposite sideline as we check in with Aaron Hardigan.
Yeah, Charlie Brewer, guys, sitting here in a bit of agony and pain. They're moving that left knee around in various angles and positions to see exactly what's wrong, but it's the left knee. Now, it is already taped up. He had it taped up coming into tonight's game. He said it's been giving him problems all season, but it's just kind of a minor bump, he said. It looks like it might be a more serious. Keeping an eye on it, Craig.
All right. Thanks very much, Aaron. And there's another big hit by that Katy defense as they hit Cade Brewer that time.
Colin Wilder. There's Colin Wilder on special teams coming down. Taking a look as Brewer kind of leaves his feet to avoid one tackler, kind of lands awkwardly, and Wilder unloads on him.
So Lake Travis from the 34, and that means Josiah Snowden, our scholar athlete from Lake Travis, will take the reins at quarterback. Snowden, a senior. Snowden going right at it by running on first down. Takes a hard pop from Travis Willock.
That's a good play on first down. Good run by Snowden, and Brewer on the sidelines trying to jog it off, walk it off a little bit.
8-yard carry, and it is 2nd down and 2. There's Snowden going deep. Incomplete as he's looking down the field for Malik Barkley. Well, there's, as we mentioned, how impressive Katy has been. We knew the defense would come to play, and boy, have they.
The old adage, offense wins games, defense wins championships. This Katy Tiger defense is certainly up to their billing in this championship game. Oh, no, look out.
That will be a face mask. Giovanni Sturr was reaching for the tackle and wound up getting a face mask of Snowden. Another look. He's reaching for the pads, but you saw the arm come up and get the cage.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 8. 15-yard, automatic first down.
We walked into Katy territory down at the 45-yard line. You see the attention being focused there on Charlie Brewer. You hope it's not serious there for him. Charlie, of course, will be coming back for his senior year at Lake Travis. Meanwhile, Snowden back in at quarterback and on first down. Barkley trapped behind the line and lost yardage, this time by Corey Beverly. How many times have we said that tonight?
Just running wide against this defense, and starters still in for the Tigers, and you see that pursuit in the angle just so incredibly quick, getting to the ball, penetration. It's impressive defensive effort.
On second down, pass going out to McElvey. Travis Willock, the tackle for Katy. Clock will continue to move inside of 2 minutes to go in the ball game. As the Tigers draw close to this title, and what a weekend it's going to be overall. Think about this now, as the state championships this year shifted from Arlington down to Houston. It has become the tonic for the greater Houston area representation in these state championships. First to play, third down at 9. Handoff, good running room for Villegas. And Villegas will actually get Lake Travis into positive rushing numbers at this point. They've been in the red in terms of the rushing yardage, but they'll get into the black numbers now here late in the game, down inside of 2 minutes to go. Snowden looking downfield.
Good arm.
Incomplete. As I started to say, you think of this weekend with the state championships coming to NRG Stadium in Houston, and how about your greater Houston area state champions in the state's largest classifications? 3 of the 4 titles claimed in classes 6A and 5A went to the greater Houston area. George Ranch in 5A Division 1, North Shore in 6A Division 1, and Katy's going to make it 3 titles for the area. Villegas on the run. In 6A D2, only Cedar Park in 5A Division 2 will carry a title back to the Austin area, and the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex really taking it on the chin this year. The state championship's not up in North Central Texas, down here. There's a handoff to Villegas again, and a first down and run out of bounds.
Yeah, Greg, I think these things go in cycles, obviously. I mean, it's not the venue. I can tell you that. It's not the venue. Now, you can't convince the coaches in either respective areas, but it's not the venue.
Well, Gary Joseph's won state titles here.
San Antonio,
and in Arlington.
Dallas,
so
Arlington.
They've won in all those places. It's just working out as a happy holiday coincidence for the greater Houston area to have 3 big state champions come out of it in one weekend, and in front of 43,718 in attendance tonight. Yeah, there's a smile from Coach Joseph. He's smiling also at seeing some of those other guys getting an opportunity to get out there. Could be the final play of the season right here. There's the pass inside, and one more time the Katy Tiger defense comes up with a stop. The Tigers now stand tied atop the list of most state championships in Texas high school football history. 8 is certainly great for Katy. The Tigers, the 6A Division II state champions for 2015. An outstanding Lake Travis team, but just ran into quite the machine tonight.
Every team that has played this Katy Tigers team, Craig, and we've been talking about the defense all night, and they represented outstanding defense, experience at every position, senior-laden defense, guys who have got to the state championship game and not been able to get the job done over the last 2 years, ending in disappointment. And this year, finally, for them, they'll claim the state championship.
Well, we mentioned that this is the 8th state title for Katy. It's the 5th as head coach for Gary Joseph. And there it is atop the list. Katy, South Lake Carroll, and Salina, all with 8 ahead of Abilene, Plano, and Brownwood. And they have taken their place in history. And we'll go down to hear from head coach Gary Joseph with Emily Repper.
Coach Joseph, earlier in the week you talked about your defense. You said it might be one of your best defensive groups, but you said ask me after the championship game, so I'm going to ask you, is this one of your best defensive groups?
No, it is the best. It's the best one I've ever had in 34 years at Katy High School. I can go ahead and tell you, those kids did a great job.
Let's talk about Kyle Porter as well. You know, he suffered an injury, he was out a couple of days, or a couple of games. You couldn't tell tonight. What do you have to say about that kid?
Well, he's a leader. He's got the heart of a champion. You know, he epitomizes our football team. They'll do what's best for our team. Very unselfish.
8th state title for this organization. What does this say about this organization and the foundation that's built on in this winning atmosphere?
Well, the foundation is trust, and the whole thing is built on trust. And our kids trust our coaches, and our coaches trust our kids, and they work extremely hard.
Well, great game, and congratulations. I'll let you get back to celebrating.
All right, thank you very much, Emily. What a day for Gary Joseph. And obviously for anybody who's a Katy Tiger fan as well, and no feeling quite like that.
Well, and the exclamation point for this team, Craig, they knew they were going to win the game, but Travis Willock still was the last defender to not allow a score, and kind of fitting if you think about it in those terms.
Yeah. Well, state champions yet again, and our forward player of the game, is there any doubts? While the defense was great, there was one guy on offense who was incredible.
And he has been that guy for most of this season, and quite frankly, most of his career as a Katy Tiger. Kyle Porter running behind a very good offensive line. Lead blocker Kyle Williams, even Garrett Doron getting into lead blocking for him on some of those power sweeps. But Porter, excellent vision, cut back. Arm tackles won't bring him down, and just a great night, another great night for Kyle Porter.
35 carries, 188 yards, 3 touchdowns, average over 5 per carry. That's amazing, our forward player of the game.
And that's against a good defense as well over at Lake Travis. So hats off to Kyle Porter.
Well, a great season for Lake Travis despite the disappointment. Let's check in with Aaron Hardigan.
Hank, I know you've coached several years. How do you handle this locker room tonight?
Oh, well, you know what? When you get your degree in college to go coach, they don't give you a manual on how to deal with this. This is tough. I feel for our kids. I could not give more credit in the world to Coach Joseph and Katy. They whipped our butt tonight. We made too many mistakes, and they were a big reason for that. They're a great team, and they play like champions tonight. I'm proud of our bunch for hanging in there. We just made too many mistakes, and we showed our youth a little bit. First time that we've shown it this year. Like I said, proud of the effort. They played hard all night. It's just it wasn't our night tonight.
How's Charlie?
He's banged up, and a lot of our guys are, and they're hurting. I hurt for Charlie, and our seniors that they're going to put them up, and a lot of the guys that never play again. That's a tough deal. I'm proud that at least we got to do it in a state championship game. Didn't go the way we wanted it, but still I'm proud of how our kids competed.
Where does that Katy defense rank among the defenses you've faced?
Oh, they're tough. They're the best defense we saw all year, and they tackle well. I think that's the best thing they do. They run to the football and tackle. They don't miss tackles, and they do a heck of a job. Like I said, hats off to them.
It's been such a fun run watching you guys. Look forward to seeing you back here next year.
Thank you very much. I hope we come.
All right, Coach, thank you. Craig.
All right, Aaron, thank you. And Hank Carter, always a model of class and dignity.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what he's talking about, and what he said about when you get your college degree, they don't give you a manual on how to handle stuff like this. And he's just been such a great leader and a great contributor to that Lake Travis team and program over many years. And yeah, it's disappointing tonight, but they played really well all season long, and quite frankly, just ran into a team that seemed like it was destined to finally get over the hump, because there was a couple of times in those Cedar Hill games that they felt like they probably had the edge or had the lead, certainly going into half, and they just couldn't close the deal. And that's largely to do to DeMarcus Lodge and a lot of Joey McGuire's outstanding athletes like Akasidu Ware and those guys. But tonight, the Tigers on top.
And had it really in every element, especially with the running of that young man, Kyle Porter, and the play of that defense, which did not pitch its 11th shutout of the season, but darn near it, they allowed the one touchdown, and they were punishing all night long and all season long, really. And that's what we've been talking about all season long on the High School Scoreboard Live, which is coming up, the final seasonal edition of that. We've been talking about that all in our Fox Football Friday. And if you've heard us all season long, we've said, have you noticed how good this defense is?
Yes.
And you pointed out the 5 consecutive shutouts.
Well, I mean, that's just amazing. And for a sophomore on this great defense, a sophomore to be recognized as a defensive MVP of the game, that's outstanding.
Michael Mattis, who had pick 6 and was a big factor in that defense tonight. He is the most valuable player defensively for the Katy Tigers. And a special moment for that young man. Again, just a sophomore in a couple of years.
Well, he made a big play for his defense when they needed it, and really as the Cavalier offense was trying to get their footing and you know, they were right around the midfield area. Of course, Kyle Porter here is the offensive MVP, but going back by that play by Michael Mattis, great job, played his keys perfectly, didn't get fooled. That doesn't happen. A lot of young guys, you go back to the coaching and you go back to Matt McDaniel, defensive coordinator, Gary Joseph, and the way that they drill and they discipline and they prepare. I was going to tell you about great Katy defenses earlier. I think one of the very good Katy defenses was in the 2009 game that they actually lost to Abilene, because with Herschel Sims and Ronell Sims and that Abilene offense, they really held them in check. And they made it a slugfest, a little bit of a slugfest, but their players were never out of position. They were where they needed to be, and they made Abilene win that game. And you see that defense, and then you see the maturity and the growth over years and over freshman classes. It's impressive.
Yeah, it gets passed down, obviously, year after year, and that's how programs get built. I've had folks ask me this week, how do 4-year programs like George Ranch or second-year program Brock, how do youthful Frisco Lone Star, how do programs, they're just starting out, I mean, George Ranch beating a Mansfield Lake Ridge team that was 4 years into its program, how do those teams build so quickly? And I asked Dr. Charles Brydup about it, the same thing. He said the commitment from the educators, the commitment from the athletic staff and the independent school districts, and also through the coaching staff, the community, the parents, it's all a part of that commitment. So now it's time for the presentation of the 2015 6A Division II State Championship Trophy.
Assistant Superintendent Dr. Linda Minius, Executive Director Debbie Decker, Area 3 Assistant Superintendent Lee Cruz, and Principal Rick Hall. Congratulations on another incredible season. Your 6A Division II State Football Champions, the Tigers of Katy High School.
Well, there it is, another title. That makes 8 for state for Katy, and a championship for Gary Joseph. Let's go down to the field one more time. Our Ford Player of the Game, Kyle Porter, is with our Emily Reppert. And the defensive
Kyle
player.
Porter, it became a party though. We have the defensive and the offensive MVP. They just told me that they've been riding to school together every day and talking about this moment. Was it talking about that helped it come true?
I guess so. I don't know. It just kind of happened. So it's so surreal though. It's crazy.
Kyle, stellar performance by you tonight. How were you able to just get through their defense and help your team win this state title?
Wear and tear, you know. We kept pounding them. Coach told us it was we're going to eventually break some, and that's exactly what happened. You know, we just kept hitting it as hard as we could. We had a lot of 3 and outs. That sucks. That put a lot of pressure on the defense, but, you know, we were able to make some plays late, which was big.
Absolutely, and I talked to your coach. He said that this is the best defensive group that he's ever coached. How does that feel to hear that from him?
It means a lot. It means a lot. We bust our tails every day at practice, and it shows.
Well, congratulations, guys, on the win. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. Guys, back up to you.
Thank you, Emily. And, yeah, that's I was about to say, you know, Shay, you talked about some of the other Katy teams, but I agree with Gary Joseph, and I think you do as well. This is the best. There have been some good Katy defensive teams. This is the best, and this is going to be one of the best overall Katy teams as well, finishing a perfect 16-0.
Well, it really is, and just an outstanding job all year. And again, every time I can't think of Coach Joseph and not think defense. I mean, that's kind of, to me, who he is, and it's pretty incredible. Well,
It's been quite the week, and 10 state champions crowned this week. And remember, last weekend you had the 2 Class A, the 1A state champions in 6-man to Abbott High School and to Richland Springs. Congratulations to those programs. And then the 11-man championships, you had Canadian winning back-to-back state crowns. Bremond, back-to-back state crowns in Class 2A. And then, of course, as they start them young down in Katy, move through the 3A state champions, Division I Brock and Division II Wascom, 4A Division I state title to La Vega, and Division II crown to West Orange Stark. George Ranch wins the 5A Division I state championship. Today, Cedar Park, the 5A Division II state title. The 6A Division I crown going to North Shore, and the 6A Division II crown to Katy. What a great week.
Yeah, it was a great week, and what a day of defense. D-Day today. The Timberwolves from Cedar Park, the Mustangs from Galena Park, North Shore, and now the Katy Tigers. All 3 outstanding defensive efforts, all 3 bringing home state championship trophies.
Incredible effort also turned in by our entire crew. For Emily Reppert, for Aaron Hardigan,